Yeah.
In real life, that would have been disaster, bro.
Nah, safe enough. We're still on the runway. But yeah, you can see that's the fun part about kitesurf. Yeah. Cause after all, even in night or bad weather, it's still a visual approach. Yeah, it's not an instrument approach.
Oh, so they don't have there's no instrument approach.
Yeah, no instrument approaches into
but the new
kitesurf.
one does.
Yes, the new Hong Kong one has. So it has an instrument landing system to guide you to the really close to your decision height. So that's where you decide whether you want to land or you go around.
Yeah.
Perfect. And flat parking brake on. Very nice. Okay, so where would you like to go next?
Let's try Salzburg.
Yeah, that sounds good. Maybe you can take off from Innsbruck, then we go to Salzburg.
Oh, see another place.
Yeah, that's one of the recommended routes. Innsbruck.
So all this on DVD, yeah?
Yeah, that's right. Innsbruck. Where is it?
Innsbruck is also in Austria.
Yeah, both are in Austria. So it's a nice route.
Let's do winter.
Sounds good.
Yeah, you can
winter. West. Can't find. Oh, there it is.
A bit of turbulence.
Sure. 08. Yeah, but we do this route in the daytime because there are some high terrain, so we want to visually keep an eye out for that.
So you know what all these buttons do?
Most of them, yeah. You can see it's nicely compartmentalized into the different components. You can see bottom here is the lights, because we just use that at night. Fuel pumps, so that there are fuel being drawn into the engines from the tanks. Air conditioning.
So this is like the natural
magnetic compass, that's right.
So if everything goes, you look at this.
Yes, and also if these two go, we have the standby AH here, because it's on a different power source. Yeah.
So it's aviate, navigate,
communicate. That's right. Innsbruck to Salzburg. Yeah, better change that to the day.
Cool. Winter in Europe.
And Salzburg is LOWS. Runway 33 showing, yeah, 33 sounds good. And let's go up to 5,000. So you can actually just turn this knob to 5,000 to set it there.
Because we're already at 1,900.
1,009, that's right.
So this is Innsbruck.
This is Innsbruck, that's right.
We're going to land into Salzburg.
Yes.
Oh.
So yeah, we can just follow our map here. Oops. Okay, so when you're ready, you can set your power to 40%.
Why is that beeping?
Because it's going beyond 40.
We take the parking brake off.
Okay, and you can go 100%. Fantastic. Okay, so when you take off, you just turn slightly to the left, okay?
Yeah.
Yep.
Because you know that Salzburg is 76 degrees.
In a way, I'm just looking in the map to intercept. So it's like a trial and error thing. Okay, and take off.
So V1, 150, let's go.
Okay, gear up. Okay, so we'll get up to 5,000, okay? So basically I chose 7.6 so that it gives us a nice intercept. Then we can turn left for the center line. So it gives us space to descend rather than following the solid pink line. Because there will be too sharp a turn, we need to go on to a finer approach. Yes. So it's usually a nice rough guide. Oh, that's fast, 5,000. And power back to about 55%.
Wow, it's snowing.
Yeah. Fine, yeah, that's fine. Yeah, in fact, you want to keep it at 5,005, that's fine as well. So you can keep it at 5,500. And because this is a semi-long route, let's bring your flaps to up so we can fly faster. 0. Yep. Fantastic. So yeah, for the Airbus and Boeing, I guess it's different
you don't have these
preference.
catches, yeah?
Yeah. So in fact, some people like the Airbus because it's a lot more standardized. Every Airbus model, their flaps is just 0, 1, 2, 3, 4. Whereas for Boeing, there's different changes.
So people say that in a Boeing plane, the pilot has more control of the plane.
Yes, exactly. Yes. Basically, the pilot has final say.
Yeah.
Whereas in the Airbus,
when they launched the A320, Airbus's test pilot crashed the plane because the plane overrode what he wrote.
In a way, but it's quite controversial because this chief pilot, Michael Esselin, he did many illegal maneuvers that pushed the plane to the envelope. So basically, he overrided many of the safety inputs. Like for example, he was doing that at an air show.
Yeah.
He was supposed to be, I think,
but a Boeing 737 would have landed safely.
It's
debatable.
It's debatable because, in fact, the aircraft stepped in to.
Yeah, stop him trying to do it. He was doing a touch and go. Yeah.
He was trying to pull up, but he was going to stall. So if the plane didn't step in, he would have crashed it, and more lives would have been lost. So that day, I think about 2 lives were lost, and the plane was like written off. So luckily, he stepped in. If not, it would have been a worse tragedy. Yeah, but he did a lot of so-called illegal maneuvers. In a way, like for example, the minimum height he was supposed to be doing it was about 200 feet. He got as low as 30 feet. And basically there were some warnings telling him like he's going too low and too slow, but he just ignored it. So it's quite debatable. His side of the story is the plane wasn't following what he was doing.
He was trying to put a thrust up, and they said that there was no thrust. The engines didn't fire up.
Yeah, because in a way that was his judgment error. Normally for jet engines, it doesn't immediately come. It gives you about 4 or 5 seconds.
Yeah, but he says the computer management system, the Airbus, stopped even that. That even though he put the thrust up, the engine still, even though there's a couple second delay.
Yeah.
He thinks that the computer stopped him the thrust of the engines. I don't know. You're the pilot, mate.
The thrust came on, but the computer stopped the plane from going up. Because he was going too low, he was pulling too high up.
Like that into trees.
Yeah, but it stepped in because there's this protection called alpha protection. So it stops you from stalling. It doesn't want you to pull too high up. So in an Airbus, you can't pull it above 30 degrees, no matter how much you pull. Whereas in a Boeing, you can do that. You can go as high as you want, and it stalls. So basically, he was pulling as much as he can.
So the Air France plane that crashed in the Atlantic, that's an Airbus, yeah?
That's right.
So the
330.
first officer was pulling back, thinking that the engines would protect him from stalling.
That's right. But he didn't realize that the normal protections laws were off.
Because the autopilot switched off.
Because of the pitot tubes. So that's the confusing thing. Once there are too many automations.
It's a better plane.
It's debatable. I mean, both planes have had their fair share of accidents. Yeah.
737 had the rudder problem. Yeah, planes used to just.
Yes, the rudder hard over. The old classic 73s. Yeah. The salvo at the back. But the newer generation ones don't have this problem anymore. So yeah, I guess there's a lot of fine tuning here and there. And yeah, now every plane has switched from manual controls to fly-by-wire, which the 320 started with. Yeah, so it's very debatable. I mean, he said he tried to pull back, but the elevators were not giving him the climb thing. But if it was a normal plane, he would have stored it and it would have been a worse disaster. So it's a lot of what ifs.
Yeah, I like aeroplanes.
Yeah, you know a lot about aeroplanes.
I've been in. There's an A320 simulator at Orchard Road.
Oh yes, have you been there?
Yeah, I've been on that one.
Nice. Which one do you prefer?
This is easier to fly.
Ah, okay.
So I've been on an A320 I've been on 787 simulator yesterday. I told it. But this is easier to fly. I don't know. Maybe you're helping me. I don't know what. But it's,
no, I'm not doing that much.
This is easy to fly. 737. It's yeah.
And
it's more responsive. The 787 yesterday, you have to you need to be like Arnold Schwarzenegger too.
Ah, but did he let you use the trim?
Yeah, there's a trim as well.
Yeah, there's a
trim. The trim doesn't do that much.
Oh, alright. Wow.
I don't know. I'm not a pilot, right? But
okay.
Yeah, there's a trim. Well, this one doesn't have trimmer.
Oh, there you have it on your left thumb. That's right. Yeah, we're still quite a while away. You want to try the autopilot?
Yeah. Okay,
so you can flick this up. Yep, and press this A. That's right. Okay, so now you can see it's going to climb up to 5,005. And we just fly straight. So you can see this is your speed, heading, altitude.
So the plane will just fly straight to...
That's right.
So the German Wings pilot who last week?
Yeah.
So you just put it 100 feet?
Yeah, so he kept getting lower and lower. He turned off a lot of the protections and just basically, yeah. So it's quite scary these days. Aviation seems to keep having more and more bad news.
But
doesn't have a good reputation
these days. It's the safest way of traveling, yeah?
Yes, that's right. I guess they have to do
I have more chance of dying coming here today than sitting here for an hour.
I agree. It's based on statistics. Oh, you can see there's quite a close shift. So you can see as I'm turning the pink line to the left, it's just following accordingly to turn to the left.
So we can fly the plane just with these rather than these?
That's right. So in fact you can see there's no changes in the inputs.
And this will move. Yeah, it's moving by itself.
Yeah, it's moving by itself to set the power for us that we set here. So in fact, you can even go quicker. You can just set your power speed to 320.
Because it tells the pilots what's happening, yeah?
Yes, the Airbus doesn't move.
Alright.
Yeah, it doesn't move. It's stationary, even though the power is changing. So not too sure what's the reason behind the design of that, but yeah, many different difference. And in the...
So how far is Salzburg? How many miles?
About 40 miles.
So nearly marathon distance.
Yeah, that's right.
That's what when I sit in an aeroplane, like going places.
Yeah.
You just want to get to the place, yeah?
Yeah, that's right.
How many marathons is this?
But it's going very fast. I mean, especially if you go in like a 7.4 or 7.8, you can easily hit about close to 400 plus knots. Yeah. Of course, the distance is a lot longer. And so you can see it's going to level off at 5,005 soon. And in fact, let's go faster. Let's increase your speed to 320 knots. So in every aeroplane, there are structural limits as well. A maximum speed and a maximum height you can fly it. So you can see on our speed tape here, I can show you that maximum speed.
You that, so if we go above 340,
you get into a high speed buffer. Yeah. So it will give you an overspeed warning, like clucker sound. Okay, let's go up to 6,005, shall we? Because the above terrain looks quite high. Yeah, 6,500. Okay, so I press VS, that climbs us up. Right.
But the autopilot, if you didn't press VS, the autopilot wouldn't take us up anyway?
You will have to press level change. So there are two modes of climbing. So this mode, you can control the speed at which you climb up. Yeah.
And the engine will automatically...
add power, that's right. And it will pitch up as well.
Why is this thing going around?
Just give me a minute. I'm trying to see whether we can clear this in time. Oh, this is your trim. So it's the same thing as this. It just trims for you automatically. Okay, yeah, looks like we're clear. So yeah, many high terrains here.
So this engine's at 100%, huh?
Oh yes, we need a lot of power to do that steep climb. You can see there was quite a steep climb, 2009.
That AirAsia plane that crashed also was going up at 3,000 feet a minute.
I think it was more than that. It was going at about 4,000 plus, yeah. But basically, yeah, the AirAsia plane stalled. Not too sure why it would stall. Probably the protections were off. They probably entered the mode. They were suspecting the captain meant to pull the circuit breaker for reasons unknown at this point of time. So I think they're still conducting the investigation. Yeah. So it's the strange thing. That's including the German wings plane. 4 planes in the span of 1.5 years.
MH370,
Yeah.
17, these.
All did controlled
if you
descents.
actually,
Right. Into terrain.
okay, MH17 you can forget, right? That's war.
Yeah, that's war.
Forget that, right? The other, okay, MH370 nobody knows.
Yep.
So you can forget that. The other two, alright, the German wings you can forget because it's pilot suicide, right?
Yeah.
So it's only the AirAsia one which looks like
It's an accident.
Yeah. So it's actually a safe year to travel.
Yeah, sort
It's
of.
safe. Yeah, it's basically one plane crash.
Oh, and the Taiwan one.
There's only 5 people. There's only 5 people. The one that you saw from the rail.
Yes, that's the one. And the unfortunate thing was, it was sort of pilot error. He had an engine failure. The procedure is to shut off the engine that failed to reduce drag.
Yeah, when you're taking off here, you got 10 things to think about,
Yeah.
right?
So unfortunately, really short period of time, he panicked. He shut off the wrong engine. Yeah. So by then he couldn't recover in time. Yeah. Okay, let's turn this to the right, shall we? To about 070. Now I would say it's a nice time to descend. Let's bring this to 5,000. VS. And yeah, just bring it to about 1,000 feet per minute. Perfect. Okay, so once we get close enough, we will just bring the speed down to 250 because that's your flap limitation speed. Alright, we can't extend the flaps below above 250, and also we can't extend the gear above 270. So once we get the speed down, then we can start to lower the flaps and slow down, prepare for a landing configuration. Okay, so if I zoom in on your map here, you can see we're coming in at an angle, and then afterwards we'll turn right. For runway 15. So basically it just gives us a nice about 15 miles final, so that we can slowly, nicely descend down. So it's a lot of flight planning, especially in real flying routes. You're flying at about 30,000, 35,000 feet. So you need to plan when you start to do your descent. Because if you do it too late, you're just wasting energy by going at a very steep descent rate. So they like to plan it nicely in the airline so that when you're descending, you can actually just bring your power all the way back. You're just using glide it down, save fuel.
You know, like, let's say you're flying from Singapore to Sydney, yeah?
Yeah.
So you can go with Singapore Airlines or Scoot, yeah?
Yeah.
I went with Scoot about a couple of months ago.
Okay.
It's like 8 hours.
Yeah.
I'm sure Singapore Airlines go quicker. You can fly
Slightly,
faster or...
slightly, but because they're using the same plane, it's both 777s.
777s, yeah, but do budget planes, like, can you fly slower to save fuel and stuff?
They have this thing called the cost index in the planes, which you can also calculate here in the performance. So it's a number ranging between 1 to 999. So the smaller the number, it's more fuel efficient, so it may be slower.
So Scoot do that?
Possible. Budget like to do
Singapore
that.
Airlines just...
They may have a higher cost index.
Twice as much, you just
That's
get there
right.
quickly, yeah?
Correct. So 999, it means you go there the fastest,
Yeah.
but at the expense of your fuel. But these days, every airline likes to practice fuel
Cost efficiency.
saving. Yeah. So they may be going at a slower speed, but the optimum
It
fuel.
never used to take 8 hours. Singapore to
consumption.
Sydney was never 8 hours.
Oh,
the last
yeah.
time was 8 hours.
Yeah, it's possible. It's highly possible. You're right. Okay, let's turn this to the right to 150. Yeah. Yeah, so you can see our cost index here is about 10. So most budget airlines, they will be doing at about 0 to 15. Whereas airline like Singapore Airlines or your other legacy carriers, they will be doing about 50 to 100. Yeah. So yeah, you're right, faster. But now the trend is towards fuel saving these days. Yeah, that's right, cost efficiency. Yeah, I went beyond 150 because I can see the white line. We went past the center, so I'm just intercepting back again. Okay, let's maybe go down to 3005. Okay, VS. Downwards, yeah. The other way, you want to descend. Okay, so I'm just going 200 knots. Okay, you can go flaps to 5. You can go gear down. Auto brakes to 3. Okay, we can go flaps to 15. That's right. Okay, shall we disengage the autopilot? Press the button here twice. And the button here twice. Right, okay, so now we'll just descend down.
So I have the plane, yeah?
You have the plane, that's right. Okay, we are quite a little bit high, so we just go all the way down.
How do we know if there's like a mountain?
We will just look out for the
ground terrain.
The ground terrain here. And also there's a terrain map. So basically the high mountains are all over there.
Oh, that's the runway.
Yeah, you see it there?
Sweet.
Yeah, that's right. So you can see the lights are all white, so we're just quite high. So nice distance. You can see we have idle power, flaps to 30, gear down. A lot of drag, we'll slowly get back on profile, right? Okay, so we just go straight, then we'll slowly glide to the left.
Yesterday in that 787 Dreamliner,
Yep.
the other guy who was like a retired captain,
Okay.
we were practicing landing in Honolulu,
Okay.
went up to 4,000 feet above the airport. He cut the engines.
Both engines.
Cut both engines. Turn the
Okay.
fuel off, cut both engines. Glided around. It was showing off, yeah?
Oh yeah, showing off. Oh, okay, yeah, that's a very fancy maneuver.
Right we're pulling all kinds of stunts in there.
Wow, okay, yeah, because he's a captain.
I landed it with the one engine as well, but it doesn't make any difference, yeah?
It's maybe because the Dreamliner is so
It's a good plane.
yeah, so advanced that it compensates for you automatically. Because like you realize, normally we have to put the rudder in to compensate, right? So maybe it does that automatically. I'm not too sure. Very nice. Okay, so now you can see we're nicely on profile, just a little bit low. Okay, but we just have to, very nice. Okay, so we rectified the high profile.
1,500 feet, huh?
No, 200, that's right.
Yeah, sorry.
So just pull back a little bit, that's right. Because we are about 100 here. A little to the right if you can.
100.
Very nice. Yeah, I can actually just go nose down here, perfect. And just bring our power back at 50. Very nice. Yep, just a bit of rudder, that's right.
Everybody's still alive?
No, it's good. It's a good landing. We're on the runway, safe. Any landing we walk away from is a good landing.
Yeah, I agree.
Okay, and reverse thrust down. Perfect. And you can bring your flaps back to 5. So I find the Boeing is a lot more fun to play with.
Plane is, it's like user-friendly kind of thing.
That's right. Airbus is so weird. I mean, it does the rudder for you. You don't do rudder at all, and it does the auto trim. So you don't really feel like you're flying. It's just the computer doing it for you.
That approach and landing, you weren't helping me.
No, I wasn't touching
anything.
anything.
It just feels, it's just like natural, yeah? It's like computer games and stuff.
It feels, very straightforward. Yeah, correct.
Yeah. Cool.
Nicely done. So yeah, it was a very nice planning. You saw we had to go high because of the terrain. Then And once we saw the runway, we just did all the maneuvers
The
that help us to
Dreamliner,
descend.
you know that terrain map you showed?
Yes.
It also has a horizontal one.
Wow. Oh yes, yes.
Yeah. So you can actually, rather than looking at it like that on the round thing, it also has a horizontal one,
Oh,
and you can see like when the plane's going this way, like where the mountains are.
nice.
And if you change your line, like the line moves up with it. Yeah, it's
Wow, very
it's like
advanced.
PlayStation.
Yeah, that's right. And it even has a heads-up display.
Yeah,
You can just
that's
look
brilliant.
outside.
Yeah. That's
It's
really
so
good. Actually.
advanced, yeah. Although I've spoken to a few Dreamliner pilots, they say sometimes it gives them vertigo by trying to look out at the heads.
Right.
That's right. So I've never tried it before, so I wouldn't know.
But it saves them to look down, look up.
Yeah,
look
that's
down,
right.
You can just look. You don't have to look at all this. You just look.
Yeah, it's a lot more efficient that way. I mean, they keep copying the military way of doing things. Like military were the first to do fly-by-wire, and then afterwards heads-up display. So yeah,
Cool.
great stuff.
All right. So that's
Yeah, that's it.
that's the deal.
Yeah.
Excellent. Well, I
Yes,
enjoyed.
very nice.
Yeah,
Yeah, I
thanks.
enjoyed flying with you as
Yeah.
well. Real fun. Yeah, stop the DVD.